derivatives of algebraic functions. First, we have the constant rule. It states that if a is a constant real number, then the derivative of a is equal to 0. For example, sa constant rule, meron tayong constant real number na a, which is yung 16, knowing that equal sa 0 yung derivative ng mga constant real numbers, therefore yung derivative ng 16 is equal to 0. The power rule. It states that if n is a rational number, then the derivative of the function x raised to n is n times x raised to n minus 1. For example, sa power rule, meron tayong given na x raised to the 4th power. So, yung una natin gagawin is ibababa natin yung exponent. Imumultiply natin siya dun sa x. Magiging siyang 4x. Tapos, magmaminus tayo ng 1 dun sa exponent. So, magiging siyang 4x raised to 4 minus 1. So, yung final answer natin is 4x cubed. The constant multiple rule. It states that if f is a differentiable function and a is a real number, then the derivative of the function af is equal to a times the derivative of f, or a times f prime of x. For example, sa constant multiple rule, meron tayong given na 5x cubed. Katulad sa power rule, ibababa natin muna yung exponent. Pero in this case, imumultiply natin yung exponent sa constant na kasama ng x. So, magiging 5 times 3x. Tapos, magsasubtract pa rin ng 1 sa exponent. Magiging siyang 5 times 3x raised to 3 minus 1. And yung magiging final answer natin is 15x squared.
The sum and difference rules of differentiation. Let f and g be differentiable functions, then the sum or difference of f and g is also differentiable. The derivative of the sum of f and g is given by d over dx. F of x plus g of x is equals to f prime of x plus g prime of x. The derivative of the difference of f and g is given by d over dx. F of x minus g of x is equals to f prime of x minus g prime of x. Let's look at the example and get the derivative of 3x cubed minus x squared plus 2x minus 3. Then take the derivative of each term, then write it out by distributing the derivative to each term and then evaluating. Just take the derivative of each one, so the derivative of 3x cubed is 3 times 3x squared minus 2x plus 2 minus 0. And then you will get 9x squared minus 2x plus 2. So that's how we take the derivative of sum and difference.
The product rule. Let f and g be differentiable functions, then the product of f and g is also differentiable, and its derivative is given by f of x times g prime of x plus g of x times f prime of x.
So, dito sa product rule, meron tayong example na the quantity of x squared minus 3x times the quantity of 2x cubed plus 4. Siyempre, gagamitin natin yung formula ng product rule, which is f of x times the derivative of g of x plus g of x times the derivative of f of x. Yung first step natin, ikakopy natin yung first equation or yung first term, which is, yun yung f of x. Dito sa example natin, yung f of x natin is x squared minus 3x. So, magre-remain lang yon, ikakopy lang natin. On the second step, we multiply it to the derivative of the g of x or the second term. So, dapat ganito yung makuha natin. The quantity of x squared minus 3x times the derivative of 2x cubed, which is 6x squared plus 0. Dahil yung 4, yung derivative niya is 0 because of the constant rule. So, sa third step, i-add lang natin yung nakuha natin sa second step dito sa following steps, which is parang vice versa lang ng ginawa natin. Ikakopy natin yung second term or the g of x times the derivative of the f of x or the first term. So, dapat ganito yung makukuha natin yan. X squared minus 3x times 6x plus, ikakopy natin yung first, which is 2x cubed plus 4 times yung derivative ng first term or f of x, which is x squared. Kapag dinerivative natin siya, makukuha natin 2x. And then, yung 3x, makukuha natin 3. And kapag nakuha natin tong lahat, nakuha na natin sila, we will go on to the fourth step. Yung fourth step na to, isi-simplify lang natin siya. So, isa-substitute natin, ay ita-transpose natin pala, and then, mag-add or minus tayo. So, 6x times x squared equals 6x cubed. 6x times negative 3x equals negative 18x squared. Plus, 2x times 2x cubed, 4x raised to 4. 2x times 4, 8x. Negative 3 times 2x cubed, negative 6x cubed. Negative 3 times 4, negative 12. So, yung ginawa natin dito is the FOIL method. And then, nakuha natin, meron tayo ditong 6x cubed minus 6x cubed. So, we cancel that out and then, ikakopy na lang natin yung remaining answer. So dapat, makukuha nating sagot is 4x raised to 4 minus 18x cubed, I mean 18x squared plus 8x minus 12. And that's it.
Hi guys, so today's video, we're going to learn about the differentiation of the quotient rule. Meron tayong formula dito which is f of x multiplied by g prime of x minus g of x multiplied by f prime of x over f of x squared. Or, mas pinadali is low d high minus high d low over low squared. Pag sinabing low, yun yung nasa ibaba, yun yung denominator mo. Pag sinabing d high, derivative of the numerator. Kasi siya yung nasa taas, kaya high. Sinabing d low, derivative of the denominator, which is the low. Tapos, over low squared, i-square mo lang yung low. So, ganito. Let's take an example. Number 1, we have y is equal to 2 over 2x minus 5. Kunin lang natin yung low. Ano yung low niya? 2x raised to 4 minus 5. D high, derivative of the high, 2. Ano derivative ng 2? Any constant number is 0. So, 0 yon. Minus high. Ano yung high natin? 2. Multiply by derivative of the denominator or yung low, which is 2x raised to 4 minus 5. Derivative nun is 8x squared. Bakit? Minultiply natin yung exponent dun sa 2.
which is 8. Tapos, formula niya is n minus 1. So, 4 minus 1 is 3. Kaya naging 8x cubed. So, yung may sagot na tayong 2x raised to 4 minus 5 multiplied by 0 minus 2 multiplied by 8x cubed over 2x raised to 4 minus 5 squared. So, mag-multiply na tayo. 2x raised to 4 minus 5 multiplied by 0 is 0. Any number multiplied by 0 is 0. So, meron tayong naiwan na negative 2 multiplied by 8x cubed. Pag-multiply muna natin yung 2 sa 8x cubed. We have 16x cubed. Pero may naiwan pang negative sign. So, 16x cubed multiplied by the negative sign, which is negative 16x cubed, over 2x raised to 4 minus 5 squared. Depende sa teacher nyo, pwedeng ito na yung sagot or baka gusto niya i-simplify nyo pa yung ilalim.
The derivative of the natural exponential function f of x equal to e raised to x is d over dx e raised to x is equals to e raised to x. The derivative of e raised to x is equal to e raised to x, and the derivative of x squared is 2x using the power rule. Our final answer is f of prime x is equals to e raised to x plus 2x.
Theorem number 9. The derivative of the general exponential function f of x equals to a raised to x. The derivative of the general exponential function f of x is equals to a to the power of x, where a is any positive real number but not equal to 1. It's given by the formula c over dx equals to a raised to x, then the derivative of the function will be equal to ln a. Let's proceed to the second example. Find the derivative of the function f of x equal to 10 raised to x multiplied by x to the third power minus 4x squared minus 7. First step, apply the product rule or theorem 6, which is the derivative of the product f of x g of x equals the sum of the product of f of x with the derivative of g of x, and the product of the function g of x with the derivative of f of x. Then we have f of x 10 raised to x multiplied by the derivative of g of x through x squared minus 8x plus the function of g of x, which is x cubed minus 4x squared minus 7 multiplied by the derivative of f of x, which is 10 raised to x ln 10. Multiply them and we'll get an answer of 3x squared 10 raised to x minus 10 raised to x 8x plus x cubed 10 raised to x ln 10 minus 4x squared 10 raised to x ln 10 minus 7 10 raised to x ln 10.